Greetings, anglers and cooks. Chef Patrick here. As I record this, we are in the midst of the coronavirus shutdown. For those of you in any other state in the union, what that means is in Washington state there is no recreational fishing. We can't get a line in the water, we can't go out on a boat by ourselves, we can't go shell fishing or clam digging, we can't walk on the beach, we can't do anything pretty much. So that's it's an unfortunate situation. Obviously, like every other angler, I have my thoughts about this, but I also know that WDFW has its reasons and they're in an tenable situation. I know every move they make with them is this big Jenga game between them, the state, the tribal. It's a big thing. Go on to on the outdoor line yesterday, which was March 28th. There was the WDFW director was on, sort of explaining their position. It's worth listening to because he's in a tough spot and they're making a tough decision and we just have to weather it. But getting past all that, in the house, I want to give you guys a quick state of Bait to Plate, as it were. As many of you probably know, the website's been gone for like about 6 months. It has just relaunched in a new format. Even before that, for a while, it was sort of fallow. I hadn't put up any new posts in a while, and I've been getting some messages. Thank you guys, by the way, for reaching out. I appreciate that. But you know, I've been fine. I've been occupied. Just to kind of give you a quick overview of where I've been and what's been happening. A couple of years ago, I went through the process of selling my home in Seattle, moving to a temporary home, and then searching for a new home up here where I am now in Snohomish County. At the time, the housing market was pretty hot, it was very competitive, and I was looking for some very specific things, including like I wanted room to park my boat and that kind of stuff. All this was a big process and a big time suck, and you know, as you guys know, I'm a professional chef. My business occupies a lot of my time, so between dealing with the move, dealing with work, I did not have a lot of time to blog. I did get out and do some fishing, and in case you know, when it comes to I have time to sit down and write a recipe, or I have time to get out and fish a little bit, I'll opt for fishing every time. I love Bait to Plate, but you know, I got to get on the water. So anyway, so that whole process happened. I had just kind of gotten up here, kind of just settled in my new home. Things started getting a little bit normal, and then there were issues with the business. It's a long, unfortunate story, but basically, the business I had and was partnered in with went away. And I found myself in a situation where I had to start over. So that's what you do. You get knocked down, you get back up again. So I essentially started a new business or rebuilt my business from ground up. And that's what I've been working on for a while. As anyone who started a new business knows, it's a process. It demands a lot of your time, even more than I was working before. You're trying to make ends meet. You're trying to figure out the business can sometimes change. It becomes something more different than you thought it was going to be. There's a lot going on. So I spent like a year and a half at this point working on this business, building it up, trying to get it more stable. And I was working 7 days a week, guys, essentially. So again, I get home in the evening, sometimes late evening, I'd be exhausted, and no time to write. I just had gotten to the point where I got myself a regular day off. I shifted my schedule around, and I was able to get out my very first day out on what was the very last razor clam dig before the shutdown. I didn't know that at the time, but I did get some video of that, and I made a recipe, and now the site's back up. All right, the site, by the way, this is what happened with that. I have 3 websites. I have the Bait to Plate, I have the Sportsman's Kitchen, that happened again right when all this blew up in my life, and also I have my business website, which is Green City Kitchens. And they're all hosted. It was one package. I paid for a package that held 3 sites hosting. I got a bill back in September saying, hey, here's your renewal. I paid that. And then about 6 weeks later, I get a message from one of you guys saying, hey, your website's down, what's up? I went and checked on it, and sure enough, Bait to Plate was down. After I talked to the web hosting company, it seems that they made a little mistake, and they forgot in the package, they renewed the other 2 sites. They did not renew Bait to Plate. It was some sort of clerical error. Okay, they made a mistake. The problem was, by the time I noticed it or found out about it, they had dropped the site. Basically, all that info went away. Fortunately, there was a site online that kind of archived stuff, and I was able to sort of find the info, but it's a lot of copying, pasting. There's no photographs that I can move over. So I basically had to rebuild the site from the ground up. I did it on a new platform, so I'm not working with that company anymore. And I actually like the new platform. It's easier for me to work with, and it's up now. I basically put up 5 of my old blog posts. Actually, I tweaked them a little bit as I was doing it. But, and I did that based on messages I was getting, like, hey, your site's down. I'm looking for this recipe. Can you give it to me? People were asking me for recipes they had seen before. So I did 5 recipes that I've been getting asked about, put them up, and now the new razor clam recipe is up and ready to go. So yeah, now Baked to Plate is back up. It doesn't have all the old posts up yet. I'm going to rebuild them slowly, relaunch them. I may do that seasonally. As we go into salmon season, I'll put up salmon posts. Lingcod season's coming up, and I'll do it that way. But I did have across all of this, I had some downtime, and I started thinking about what is it that I have been looking at, what I've been enjoying, and I realized that I've been watching YouTube videos and really enjoying some of them, and I like the fact that they don't get too precious about it. The ones I like are sort of rough hewn. They go out, they're fishing, they got some shots of them catching fish. Some of them do cook things too, but I kind of like that. When looking at recipe videos, I kind of think about the style of recipe videos I like. And I think that's the direction I'm going to take Baked to Plate. I'm going to keep the blog site up. I'm going to try to get more video of what I'm doing. Keep the fishing stuff largely video based. I'm going to try to have videos of a lot of the recipes I do, and then that will be companioned on the blog site on bakedtoplate.com. That will have the actual written out recipes, so you guys can get the measurements and the amounts you want. Obviously right now there's no fishing, but I do have some really I have some ideas for what I want to do, like while you're stuck in, while we're waiting to fish, what you can do to get ready. I've seen people talk about, hey, now's a good time to get your boat in shape, now's time to tie leaders, tie rigs, stuff like that. Correct. But there's also things you can do now to prep for what you're going to be eating later. There are things you can make that actually need to be stored for weeks or months, or can be stored for weeks and months, that you can have ready to go, so that when we are fishing again, you've got this condiment or seasoning or additive that you can put in with your fish. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be working on that. Check out the new Baked to Plate. Let me know what you think. Look at the razor clam video. Oh, by the way, even if you're not interested in the razor clam video, please watch the first 30 seconds, because one of my good fishing buddies played I have to admit, pretty brilliant practical joke on me, and I'm looking for ways to kind of get back at him. So even if you're not interested in the razor clam video or that recipe, just go to my YouTube page. You can find it through bakedtoplate.com. Go to that post, and there's a link to the video, and watch that first 30 seconds and let me know what you think about how I should repay my buddy. So what else going for? So aside from that, that's it. I'm going to have fun with it. I understand that I'm not great at doing the video thing yet. If you look at the razor clam video, there's audio issues, but it's like anything else. Before I get good at it, I got to suck at it for a while. So I'm going to suck at it and get better. I learned, actually, just doing that razor clam video, I learned a lot. And I'm working on getting a new mic and making the audio stuff better and making it crisper, cleaner. And I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, guys, take it easy during the lockdown. We'll be back on the water pretty soon, I certainly hope. And look for some new videos and new recipes coming. And basically, I'm back. And I'm looking forward to seeing you out there on the water and hearing how you like the recipes and just coming into the season and getting past this lockdown. All right, guys. Keep eating well, keep fishing. Talk to you soon.